From JBS Studios in Greater New York, this is the JBS News Update with Teisha Bader.
I'm Teisha Bader with the JBS News Update for Monday, April the 8th, 2019. With Election Day in Israel tomorrow, candidates met this morning with their supporters in a final campaign effort. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu went to Jerusalem's Machane Yehuda market this morning and also spoke live on his Facebook page today, warning voters that not voting for his Likud party would mean turning Israel over to a left-wing government, saying that a government led by his top contender Benny Gantz would be just that. Gantz told reporters gathered today at his Blue and White Party headquarters that victory over Netanyahu was near, telling the crowd there was an urgent historical need to replace the current government. Gantz said that Netanyahu was running a desperate campaign in order to overcome his legal problems. The two are said to be very close in the most recent polls. On Saturday night, in an interview with Israel's Channel 12, Netanyahu seemed to suggest a promise to annex parts of the West Bank. Gantz dismissed those comments, calling them irresponsible and part of an electioneering stunt by Netanyahu to try and get more votes from right-wing Israelis. And staying with the Prime Minister, Netanyahu expressed his gratitude to U.S. President Donald Trump for designating Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps as a foreign terrorist organization. Trump made the designation today, something Israel has been pushing for quite some time. The president said this unprecedented step, led by the Department of State, recognizes the reality that Iran is not only a state sponsor of terrorism, but that the IRGC actively participates in, finances, and promotes terrorism as a tool of statecraft. Netanyahu tweeted to the president, "Thank you for accepting another important request of mine, which serves the interests of our countries and countries in the region." Netanyahu wrote, "We will continue to take actions in various means against the Iranian regime, which threatens the state of Israel, the U.S., and world peace." An Israeli woman and a Palestinian man were arrested after what appeared to be an attempt to smuggle the Palestinian into Israel. Defense Ministry officials said they inspected the woman's car at a security checkpoint in the West Bank after receiving a tip. They found the Palestinian man in her trunk, as well as an unlicensed and apparently stolen pistol. The woman, who is from central Israel, and the man, who is from the West Bank Arab town of Zabada, were both placed under arrest. Well, police in Buenos Aires, Argentina, are looking into whether an attack at a local synagogue was an anti-Semitic incident or a criminal incident. Friday night at the Mikdash Yosef Orthodox Synagogue in the Palermo neighborhood, a woman who was reportedly homeless entered the synagogue and was then told by worshipers that she could not stay there, and she left. After the service, the woman and a homeless man, who was apparently her friend, confronted congregants outside the synagogue, yelled anti-Semitic threats, and physically threatened them. The synagogue's rabbi, Uriel Husni, tussled with the man who threatened the group with a bottle. The rabbi was reportedly lightly injured. The man was held by some of the congregants until the police arrived. The Jewish umbrella organization of Argentine Jewry, DAIA, said, "The impoverished situation of our republic provokes, in some sectors of society, in a situation of marginality, the invocation of old prejudices installed in society." An investigation is ongoing. Israel's lunar lander Bereshit carried out 2 successful maneuvers yesterday and this morning around the moon, bringing it closer to the moon. Bereshit is now in an elliptical orbit at an altitude of 130 miles to 290 miles from the moon's surface, in preparation for the historic lunar landing that is set for this Thursday. American pop icon Madonna will perform live at the Eurovision in Israel next month. Following months of rumors, Israel's public broadcaster Khan confirmed reports today, saying Madonna would perform at the grand finale of the International Song Contest in Tel Aviv on May the 28th. Israeli-Canadian billionaire Sylvan Adams is said to be covering the cost for the visit. Live Nation said today that Adams saw the importance of bringing the iconic singer to Tel Aviv and creating a memorable, historic performance. Taking a look now at our programming for tonight on JBS from Monday, April the 8th at 7 o'clock. It's The Wisdom of Dr. Ruth. At 7:30, filmmaker Oren Rudavsky talks about his film Joseph Pulitzer, Voice of the People, which tells the story of the Jewish newspaper publisher with film scholar Eric Goldman on Eric Goldman's Jewish Cinematheque. At 8, Israel's U.S. Ambassador Ron Dermer discusses some of the major issues relating to the U.S.-Israeli relationship with senior Bloomberg News editor Ethan Bronner in a program of the Jewish Week and Sutton Place Synagogue. At 9, Mark Golub sits down with the international spokesperson for the Jewish community of Hebron, Yishai Fleischer, who shares his perspective on a range of issues, including the Israeli-Palestinian conflict and the 2019 Israeli elections. At 10, Rabbi Harold Kushner speaks at the 92nd Street Y. And coming up right after this newscast, it's Innovation Israel. And remember, tomorrow, Tuesday, April the 9th, JBS will bring you up-to-the-moment news throughout the afternoon on the Israeli elections. And then at 7 p.m. New York time, Mark Golub will be joined by a panel to analyze the early election results in terms of the direction the Israeli people are moving and the impact the Israeli election will have on American Jewry. And that's the JBS News Update for Monday, April the 8th, 2019. I'm Teisha Bader.